He's going all the way. 20, 15, 10. Touchdown. Texas Tech takes home the victory.
Welcome to episode 100 of the Broadway Shuffle with Clayton and Conrad. I am Brennan. We are missing Zyler today. He's traveling back from Mexico, so he was not here to celebrate our new era of the Broadway Shuffle. We are going to get into to kind of celebrate what we've been able to do. We're going to get into one of the craziest episodes we've ever done, and we came up with 8 of the craziest takes for the Big 12 season in Texas Tech football. So listen and take these serious at your own peril, but this is something that we are looking forward to. We're going to take a little break from news and notes from fall camp and get into a really fun episode. We came up with things that could happen, would be wild if they did happen. So, and give us your thoughts and comments on the YouTube channel as well. Make sure to like this video and subscribe. Follow all of our social medias. We have a ton of fun stuff coming up for you guys here the next few weeks that we are excited to share. So thank you to all of our shufflers who have been around since episode 1. We've now coming up on a year of doing this show. It's been a ton of fun. We can't wait for 100 more. So Conrad, Clayton, dude, this was a lot of fun. Great exercise. Hard to come up with, to go crazy enough to where it might piss some people off, but also could happen. And it's a lot of fun. And so, Clayton, I'm going to go to you first, dude, with your first earthquake take, we'll call it, of the Big 12 season. What do you got? What's your first take?
Yeah, I feel like this is going to come off as like clickbaity, but I genuinely believe this. Maybe not to this extent, but my first take is that Colorado misses a bowl game by 2 games. And I think, like, no one's obviously picking Colorado to win the conference, but I think that everyone still has a thought that they're going to be like a solid, like maybe upper half team of the Big 12. And I was just thinking about it. Like, I feel like everyone is underestimating how difficult it is. They're basically having to replace an entire NFL passing offense. Like, Shedeur obviously got drafted, Travis Hunter, the Heisman number 2 pick, and then 2 other NFL draft picks. And not even to mention, Travis Hunter on defense as well, coupled with the fact that they easily have the hardest schedule in the Big 12. I don't have it pulled up right now, but they play at Georgia Tech, first game of the season, who I think is going to be really good this year. I know they have to play Arizona State, Kansas State, Utah. I can't remember who else, at TCU. I just think I genuinely think they have 9 losable games on the schedule. If I was actually betting on this, I'd probably say 5 and 7, but for the sake of hot takes, I'll say they end up losing 8 of those 9 losable games and go 4 and 8.
4 and 8. That was what they went their first year with Deion.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not totally unreasonable to see a fall off for Colorado losing Shedeur and Travis. Not as crazy as we might. We're starting off easy here, Clay. You're giving us something that might actually happen. Conrad, thoughts on Clayton's first bold take?
Yeah, I don't think it was quite bold enough. I think I would have gone, probably, 2 and 10. I think that's a better record. I think we all know how I feel about the Colorado Buffaloes, and they're very faithful fans that I think they're pretty quiet this offseason without Shedeur and Travis. And so, yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be a tough year for the Buffaloes. I think it's going to be a tough year for Deion. I don't know that I really believe in them at all. I mean, their quarterback situation, yeah, they've got Julian Lewis, 5-star recruit. They've got Slater from Liberty, I believe. But, you just don't – I don't know. I'm just not really buying the Colorado Buffalo hype train. Not that there is one anymore now that Shedeur and Travis are gone. But I think 2 and 10 is a very real possibility. I mean, it wouldn't shock me. But, crazier things have happened in college football, right? Like, I mean, we did see Florida State do what Florida State did. So you never know what can happen.
Sounds to me like Conrad's not fully over what happened in November with the Colorado fans. Personally,
definitely not.
There's a little personal. There's a little personal beef there, Conrad. I mean, you're literally saying that Colorado is going to beat Delaware and Wyoming. Is that it?
I mean, which version of Wyoming do they get? Do they get the version we had to play a couple years ago, or do they get
at home too?
They get them
against
at home.
Wyoming.
Okay, that's also very different.
To be fair on this, Clayton, I've got their schedule pulled up. I mean, at Kansas State, at Utah, at TCU, versus BYU, versus Iowa State, versus Arizona State. I mean, they've got a tough schedule. Yeah, to be fair.
Not to mention a non-conference game where they're going to be underdogs too, and at Houston. Like, I think Houston, even though I don't know, I feel like Houston and Colorado are on similar levels this year, and I think Houston might beat them. So
yeah,
if they start off
so what I hear
1 and
you
2,
saying is 2-10 is a possibility. That's what I hear y'all saying.
We're going
2-10
over.
is a possibility.
0-12. Just drop it
0-12.
Yeah, go
0-12.
They
nuts.
lose
Hey,
to
Dion
Delaware
could go
week 2.
Dion could go 0-12 and he still would not get fired.
They go. That's probably true. That he's a yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Actually, that's a
Yeah.
good take. That's a good take.
Yeah, that actually
That's
is good.
0-12. 0-12 and Dion would not get fired. He'd probably get a contract extension and a raise if he went 0-12.
If he threatened to leave.
Because think about the amount of eyeballs that would be on Colorado if they went 0-12.
They're
and
brand,
also,
man.
now think about as well, whose number would get retired if they went 0-12? I mean,
I don't know.
seriously.
Joel Klatt,
You think
maybe.
Yeah.
You think they'd throw up 21 Sanders in the rafters for Shiloh?
Probably. Yeah.
Is he still there?
Is he there? I don't know.
So.
Oh man, that was a good one. Okay, well, hey, before we get to our next take, in honor of our 100th episode, I'm going to be dropping little nuggets throughout on what you can expect next step. If you're listening this in, if you started at the beginning, y'all saw a new intro video with the new logo. So we've rebranded the Broadway Shuffle. Let us know what you think, thoughts, comments as well. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube. We've also got an exciting merchandise drop coming soon. We're working on some new things, hats, polos, t-shirts. So if you do want to pre-order as well, let us know in the comments as well. We're going to start putting that together here in the next few weeks. So can't wait for that. Make sure to follow wherever you get your podcast and subscribe on YouTube. Okay, Conrad, you're up for your first craziest take of 2025.
Yeah, so my craziest take for 2025 and really 2026, if we're getting technical with it, is that Texas Tech will be your national champion. We will find a way to win the Big 12. We will find a way to get through the college football playoff, and this talented roster that everyone is excited to see what happens with hoists the CFP trophy this coming January. I think that's a great take. I think that's a possible take. And I think it's going to happen. So Texas Tech is your 2025-2026 national champions with Coach McGuire, Baron Morton, Lee Hunter, Caleb Douglas, Jacob Rodriguez. I mean, all these guys that we know, we love so much and really believe in. They're holding the CFP trophy up, and we're there right there with them on the sideline reporting live from the College Football Playoff National Championship. That's what I think is going to happen. That's what I hope happens, and I think there's a legitimate path to it.
Hi, welcome to the Broadway Shuffle. We're the most biased Texas Tech podcast you can find. You go right to it, man. Okay, so what would have to happen? I mean, if we're concocting like what would need to happen for Texas Tech to win the national championship, Clay, like, I mean, would Kentucky have to win the SEC? Like, who, would you have to get like unbelievable matchups? What are the realistic chances you could see Texas Tech play for a national championship and win?
Short answer is not very many, but I guess to play out the exercise, I think you'd legitimately probably have to go like 12-0 in the regular season or 11-1 and then win the Big 12 championship, because you need to be a high seed playing a team that's like worse than you, but even that team is going to be really good. You might be favored in that game, but then I mean, even with the talent that we've added, like I don't want to.
You're ranked 24.
Yeah, like you're not going to be able to match up with these teams like Ohio State, Oregon, Texas. Like you don't have the same talent.
Georgia, Clemson.
You would be the first national champion in a long time to not have the majority of the roster be 4- and 5-star players. So I think it's unlikely, but
we're hoping.
You never know,
man.
Maybe
we hope we have. My guy, where's the belief?
Maybe we catch lightning in a bottle, man.
And Conrad, I mean, go ahead.
I mean, TCU lost, but like they got there.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. If TCU did it, now granted, 4-team playoff, much different path.
And a 4-team playoff.
Not the same, but they did do it. They went undefeated. I see Texas Tech. We'll get into this. I'll hold off. We'll get in there. Let's go to the next take.
Wait. Let me play this out a little bit.
Okay, play it out.
Hey,
play it out.
This is August, guys. This is where we're sitting here. We're reading stuff coming out of fall camp. Some of us are. I'm just ready for August 30th, right? Like I just want it to be here. This is the time where we can dream, where everybody thinks they've got the best team in the country. Let a man dream, Brennan and Clayton. Let me do my thing. let me be the biased Texas Tech sports fan right now that still, for some reason, has a reason to hope. Casey Cowan wouldn't particularly like that, but he wouldn't think I had a leg to stand on. But we're gonna choose to be optimistic in 2025. So I think it could happen. Will it happen? We'll have to wait and see.
Hey, look, someone's got to be that guy. You can be that guy.
Yeah.
I support you being that guy. I just want to, and on an episode like this where you're supposed to be giving those types of takes, you stepped up to the plate and delivered, and we're happy for that.
Yeah, and some of us, in this world do like Kool-Aid and do like people to believe in Texas Tech, but some people don't, and that's okay. They can be where they are, and we'll be where we are, way up here.
I know Kim Coulter is gonna believe in that take for you. I know he's he likes to be positive. Kim's there.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah. By the way, did you guys see that guy totally roast Zyler for wearing a backwards hat last episode in the comments? I found that to be one of the best comments ever. He said,
"Was it
you
Colin
obviously?"
Cowherd?
It was Colin. Yeah, he said, "You obviously aren't married if you're wearing a backwards hat." Colin Cowherd thinks the Cowboys are going 2-15 because Schottenheimer wears a backwards hat. So same thing. Okay, next take. It is Zyler. Zyler's gone. I'll say it for him. Baylor curb stomps Auburn in week 1. So he thinks Baylor is going to destroy Auburn. I believe that game is in Waco. So that one's not that crazy to me. Like that's not nuts, in my opinion.
That's reasonable. I think if Jackson Arnold is like the Jackson Arnold of the last season, that could for sure happen. Because Baylor's offense is going to be. You don't see what?
I don't see Jackson Arnold being the Jackson Arnold of last season.
Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because he was not.
I think OU's offensive coordinator ruined him. I think that scheme absolutely ruined him.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Baylor's coming in with a lot of hype. I watched. This was interesting. I watched Joel Klatt's preseason top 25 ranking, and he had 5 Big 12 teams ranked 18 to 25. He had Texas Tech at 19. I think he had Baylor at 24, Utah at 25. So a lot of these Big 12 teams they're like, people are high on a lot of the teams in the sense that they all could be pretty good. They don't really know which one's going to rise to the top. I think Kansas State was his highest ranked Big 12 team at 14 or 15. So it is interesting. I mean, Baylor could be much better. They lost to LSU, an SEC team, in the bowl game last year. I don't know. I could see this happen. No one knows what Hugh Freeze is playing golf. No one knows what Auburn's really doing. So this could happen. I could see this. This is a lukewarm take. Crazy, in my opinion. This is possible.
I think it's slightly hot to say they curb stomp them. I like Baylor to win the game, but
what's curb stomp? What's the definition of curb stomp? Is that 40 points? Is
if
it
I had
30?
I was about to say 30, maybe 28 or more seems like that would be a curb stomping. Feels like 38 to 10.
Okay, 30 points. Okay, we'll see.
We all know that.
All right.
We don't want that to happen, though. I don't, at least.
Why, you'd be scared of Baylor?
Oh, Baylor doesn't scare me.
Okay, so you don't. Okay.
Well, they do, but not for reasons I'm going to mention here.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, I'm going to go to my first hot take. Now, this one is Texas Tech specific, and this one is going to be probably not likely, but I see a scenario where it could. That. And that is Micah Hudson will lead your team in receiving in 2025. Now,
I'm having flashbacks.
Yes, I know. It is. Yes, it is not 2024 in August. It is 2025. But I see a world. Where Micah Hudson could have 700-800 yards receiving. And I don't know if, with the way this team is structured in the receiving core with Virgil and Carter and Aiken and Douglas and, Hudson, I don't know if you're going to have a 1,000-yard receiving guy on this team unless one of these guys has really stepped up as the true number one. I mean, you lose Josh Kelly, who was the true number one last year, and Jalen Conyers. So I don't know. I guess people would assume that would be Douglas to kind of step into our wide receiver one role. But I feel like there's a scenario where Micah steps up, earns some minutes early, gets some of those, second half minutes against Pine Bluff and Kent State, maybe rallies off 90, 100 yards and earns some time. And, he ends up with 800, 900 yards receiving. Like I can foresee a scenario where it could happen.
Interesting. I agree with you that if he does do this, it would be like what you're saying, like just a real balanced attack. Like I don't see him going for like 1,100 yards. But say if he was the leading receiver, do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing for Tech?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it could be. I think it's a good thing because, I mean, unless you're saying like, okay, the guys in front of him all got hurt. Like, okay,
Yeah.
Douglas is out, Aiken's out. Now you're going with Vaseline and Hudson and Stone and these guys.
TJ
and
West.
And TJ West. And yeah, I mean, but I don't know, dude. I think that there's a redemption story here. Maybe I'm romantic.
Oh, there
about football,
no, there
you know?
absolutely is.
But
If it just depends, like, is he everything you thought he was going to be last year? Like, is that the way it happens? I mean, I think Clayton's question is a good thing or a bad thing. It just depends on how, right? How does he get to that point? I mean, I definitely think he's got the talent to do it. I just think, is there a path to him actually having that kind of snap count to be able to do that this year? I think that's more of a question to me than could he do it? Obviously, he could do it. It's just where does he fit into the plan overall, and what does he do on the field when he does get on the field?
you guys know, I can't wait for this moment. Well, it'll be like 8:45 on August 30th. It'll be like 34-7, 41-7. Will Hammond and Micah Hudson enter the chat, and Micah runs like this dig route, and the Arkansas Pine Bluff safety bites too much, slips, and Hudson takes it for like an 80-yard tutty. And I'm going to be like, I told you guys, here we go. It's just wait, man. There's the hot take for Micah Hudson leading Texas Tech in receiving. So, Clayton, you're up next. But before we do that, we have got a special guest joining us. We won't name who, but make sure to follow along because Monday morning you will be getting episode 101 with a special guest and some other special announcements. So, again, episode 100. Thank you guys for being here, all the regular shufflers, but make sure to continue to follow along for Monday's episode as well. Okay, Clayto. Yeah. Next, bold take.
All right, next up. This one is also related to Baylor. I kind of hate that we have two that are like good takes for Baylor, but obviously there's been a lot of talk about the Tech Baylor game not continuing this year. That was like the longest standing matchup that we've had going back to like the 50s, I think. And I think that it continues this year in the Big 12 championship in Arlington. I think Tech and Baylor both make it. And despite the Big 12 trying to kill its rivalries, it lives on for at least one more year. But I guess we'd play them again next year automatically. So it would continue for at least like 4 more years.
Yes. So, okay. So that's a good one. That I like this one a lot. And I could see this to me is a Luke Cold take. Like this could happen. This is not outlandish at all. Baylor's Big 12 schedule too, I think sets up, they have a stretch to finish the year depending on these teams: Cincinnati, UCF, Utah at home, at Arizona versus Houston. That's to finish the year in the Big 12. They'll be favored in all 5 of those games pretty easily. You know, like,
yeah. What's the beginning of their schedule though?
It's versus Arizona State at home, which is the first Big 12 game. That'd be a huge win. At Oklahoma State, who doesn't appear to be good this year, versus Kansas State at home, at TCU. So even the tough games, Kansas State and Arizona State are both at home. So that schedule sets up great for Baylor to play in Arlington. You know, especially if they're curb stopping Auburn week 1. I mean, a lot of momentum going into week 3. So I don't know.
I still think it's crazy how if we would have beat them last year in Lubbock, that Dave Aranda, there was a likelihood that he was going to get fired, and now he's got this amazing team coming into 2025. It's like, man, if we could have just, took care of business at home and not let up 6 points. I mean, I know it was over 50. We could not be having this conversation right now. It could be like, well, what's Baylor going to be in year 1 of the GJ Ken era? But instead we're like, no, they're going to be good. But it is what it is. That's what happens with Baylor. I think there's a chance that it could happen in Arlington, but I will admit that if we had to play Baylor in the Big 12 championship game and we lost, I mean, I think that would take me probably a decade or more to recover from. And so I'm not sure if I want that to happen just because of the negative possibility that may happen. But then again, why am I thinking about that when Texas Tech is going to win the national championship? So I'll take it. I'm not mad at it. We'll just run through Baylor on our way to beating Alabama for the Natty.
Does Texas Tech beat Baylor in the national championship, Conrad? Do they go? Do they double up? Is it Is it a 12-0, 12-0 Big 12 game automatic bid? Earned bid back at it in January.
There's no way Greg Sankey and the powers that be would have allowed that to happen, even if they were the two best teams in college football. There's no way. There's no way.
And you've mentioned the reasons Texas Tech could get to the national championship, so we won't rehash that. But hey, I like it. I hope it happens. If there's one team I'd love to play as a Texas Tech fan in the Big 12 championship, I think it'd be Baylor. I think that'd be
TCU would.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Baylor pisses me off more. Baylor bothers me more than TCU personally.
I agree.
I would rather beat Baylor, in my opinion.
I think I'm the same way. But Conrad is right, though, that losing to Baylor in the Big 12 championship with a chance to go to the playoff would be devastating.
It would. Yeah. Jarvis.
Don't let that happen.
Don't let that happen. All right.
I really hope that didn't happen.
Okay, Conrad, you are up with your second earthquake take.
Yeah, well, speaking of our friends at the private schools at TCU and Baylor, my earthquake take number 2 is going to be that Sonny Dykes will not coach the TCU Horned Frogs in 2026. I think they're going to have I think it's possible that they have an extremely difficult year. A couple injuries go not the right way for them, and they may be looking for a new head coach in 2026. I just think that national championship year, runner-up year, I think it's almost run its course. And considering the fact that he does not care very much for his alma mater, Texas Tech, or the people out there in Lubbock, I think it's a justified take for me to say that there are ways that TCU's season could go south very, very quickly in 2025, and they're looking for a brand new coach in 2026. So I don't know. Maybe that's outrageous. Maybe it's not. Let me know in the comments, but I think it's a possibility.
Okay. And
if they go...
Go ahead.
Say if they go 5-7, do you think he gets fired? Does it have to be worse than that?
Oh, I think missing a bowl game is plenty. I think missing a bowl game is plenty. I mean, that's a very, very, guys, you got to remember who we're talking about here. We're talking about a very, very proud football program that can't even put 30,000 fans in their stadium. I mean, this is a unique place.
It is. Any chance Conrad gets to mention that TCU can't fill their stadium, he will.
Yeah,
it's just guaranteed. Okay, they opened their season at North Carolina, so the Bill Belichick era. TCU also opened their season 2 years ago against the Deion Colorado era, and that didn't go too well. So they get at North Carolina on a Monday, I guess Labor Day. Yeah, that's Labor Day. Then they get versus Abilene Christian. You never know. You never know.
We know.
We don't know.
We know.
I'm seeing an 0-2 start right here. And then you get versus SMU. So you can make a case TCU starting 0-3. Okay, because Abilene Christian and Graham Harrell's offense is not messing around in Fort Worth. I'll tell you that.
Real quick, on the SMU games, so they play Baylor and TCU. Who are y'all cheering for in those games? Because I feel like I've grown to hate SMU like about as much as I hate Baylor and TCU.
SMU doesn't bother
what's
me.
the reasoning?
Yeah,
what's
I don't
the
hate
reasoning?
SMU.
I just hate how they bought their way into a power conference and then immediately like the elitism. Like you can tell they think that they're better than all of the Texas Big 12 programs just by the way their fans talk.
Yeah, they just.
I don't think I've ever met an SMU fan.
Yeah,
fair
same.
enough.
I still look at SMU like a. Now I know they made the playoffs last year, and that's kudos to them. But I don't look at them like a serious player. I just don't. So they don't rage me.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I kind of want to like put them back in their place though. Like if they went 0-2, that would just be really funny.
But also, like it would almost. Does it help or hurt you? Because you don't play TCU or Baylor, so it doesn't matter head to head. It's not a conference game. Like you'd probably want the Big 12 to be as good as it can be. So if you did drop a game or two and you go 10-2 and don't, for whatever reason, like don't make the like if you go 7-2 in the Big 12 but lose a tiebreaker, you'd want those teams to be really good. So it kind of helps promote the conference. So I think you probably want them to beat SMU. What don't right? I mean,
I don't buy.
You don't buy that? Maybe
dude,
I'm just kind of talking.
I don't really care. I don't really care. I want to see Baylor and TCU lose every game that they play. I really don't care about the Big 12 as a whole. It's not that I don't care. you're just not. I don't think I could put my dislike for TCU and Baylor aside even for that purpose. Like
Yeah,
I think the dislike for them
That's
is just at
reasonable.
maybe an
gotcha.
unhealthy level, to be honest. But it's there, and I have to deal with it.
So they also have road games at Arizona State, at Kansas State. They play Baylor at home, at West Virginia, Iowa State at home, at BYU, at Houston. They lost to Houston last year at home versus Cincinnati. So
that's a tough schedule.
That's a tough. Yeah, I mean, I could see another 4-8 here, Conrad. And if TCU and Colorado go a combined 8-16, Conrad Mills, regardless of what Tech does, would be thrilled. Yeah, it would be. That would be a wonderful Big 12 season for Conrad.
Part of the, like, this is, I just think this is one reason, and don't get me wrong, I think watching the NFL is so much fun. The quality of product that's on the field every single game, it's just the football at the highest level, right? But this is what makes college football so much better than the NFL, in my opinion. Like, there's these personal rivalries, these personal dislikes that you just don't really get to the same level as when you're, in college football, and when you're talking about specifically teams in your own state that you don't get to play, that you wish you played, because you want to have those bragging rights. I mean, I think that's just one of the many reasons that college football to me is better than the NFL, even though I love the NFL. But this is part of this, like, because I don't think about, I really dislike. I mean, there's probably one team in the NFL that I don't really care for. But the rest of them, like, I'm kind of like, it's like whatever, So I just think that's a side note for this, earthquake episode, that I think college football is better than the NFL. I don't know if you guys disagree, but that's where I'm at on it.
There's a take. By the way, watch Hard Knocks. Josh Allen looked so good in Hard Knocks. Oh my gosh.
Hey, how many times have the Bills beat the Chiefs in the playoffs?
Just wait for 2026. Hey, I'll be recording. By the way, I'll be recording an episode from Buffalo this year. Now that is cool. I'll be going to a Bills game, watching them beat the Saints, recording from Buffalo. Come on. Maybe I'll get Josh on the show. We could have Pat and Josh. We can battle it out. I don't know. We'll see. All right.
We already know who won that show.
Get Tyler Shuck. Yeah, I'm going to support Shuck. Come on, that's where I'm going. Yeah, as he backs up Spencer Rattler. All right, top 5 for Zyler. Sorry, next take for Zyler. Cincinnati finishes in the top 5, and K-State finishes outside the top 5. Now, this is bold. This is really bold.
This is definitely the boldest take.
This is probably
except for the national title.
Oh yeah,
no, okay. This is bolder than that, Clayton. Yeah. This is bolder than that. I don't know what you're talking about.
K-State schedule too. They do play Notre Dame. Okay, so they get Iowa State. This is actually kind of nuts.
They play Notre Dame.
They get Iowa State game 1. Notre Dame is their. Oh, no, I'm an idiot. North Dakota. I'm so dumb.
Like, wow, I did not know that.
I'm looking at the ND, and I'm like, Notre Dame. It's North Dakota. And then Army. Their Big 12 slate, though, dude. I mean, I don't see a scenario at Arizona unless they're just much better. Versus UCF, at Baylor, versus TCU, at Kansas, versus Texas Tech, at Oklahoma State, at Utah, versus Colorado. I don't know. I mean, what are you talking? Like them going 4 and 5? What's outside? 5 and 4 is outside the top 5. What was 6 and 3 last year?
5 and 4 would probably put you out of the top 5.
Okay, but Cincinnati finishing inside the top 5 to me is where this is just. I mean, I know they return a lot. Sorsby's coming back at quarterback.
But how good really was he?
Yeah, well, Zyler's high on him. Zyler really likes Sorsby. I don't really know why. Yeah. Zyler can tell us why on Monday, but
we're not talking about Brendan Sorsby on Monday. I can promise you that.
You're right. You're right. That won't get brought up. You're right. But anyways, this is so actually a good story here. I got coffee today with Sheehan, our boy, CBS sports reporter, that was, did the article, and we were talking about the Big 12, and he was like, dude, he was at media days, he's been at the coaches convention, he's talked to a lot of these guys, and he was like, literally when I'm doing my power rankings, when he's doing his coaches rankings, like, you just don't know. Like, he was like, no one picked Arizona State last year. He was like, you could literally convince me a case why the team that would have been picked last this year, like maybe West Virginia, I mean, you're pushing it there, but like, and I thought at least, but that could win the Big 12. So there is a world where Cincinnati could step into the top 5 in the conference for sure.
There is a world. I feel like
I'm more high on
feel like
Kansas
it's
State, though.
unlikely.
Yeah. I don't know if I agree with the Kansas State part. Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah.
You guys are really going to hate this next take. This is mine. I can't wait for this. I mean, we really did this just to bother you guys and our listeners. The Big 12 champ will come from the state of Utah. Is my next outlandish take of 2020.
So can I ask you a question?
It's not going to be BYU.
Hey, can I ask you a question, Brennan?
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Why would you say this? Like, why would this? What made this come to your mind?
I wanted. Okay, well, let me actually, from an actual sports conversation and not a, take conversation. I trust Kyle Whittingham. I love Kyle Whittingham. I think he's been one of the best coaches in the country for close, 30 years. And I think that we just are writing them off because of what happened last year, though they were decimated by injuries. Utah is always putting together. They lost a ton of one-score games last year. And so if I'm thinking of like, what's a conversation, no one's really, I think, taking them too seriously because of their quarterback with Dampier coming in, a lot of RPO stuff coming on. But I do think that they are going to be a problem. And I feel like when I was thinking about, well, what's kind of crazy that, especially coming from a Tech fan, that someone would get bothered about, I think saying that the Big 12 champ will be Utah. And I'm saying the state of Utah because I want to preface that I also think that BYU will still be good. I think people are writing them off as well because of their quarterback situation. I don't know. And I hope I hope Texas Tech beats both of these teams, obviously, but I think it could happen. I don't think it's crazy. You're right. We swept the state of Utah. I don't think that it's crazy that Utah could win the Big 12.
I just, all of that aside, I just think it's crazy that you want to give credit to a state where there's a radio station in that state that said that Texas Tech was full of bozos, and yet you're still going to think that that's a respectable take. I just don't see it, man.
I don't think. Okay, well, first of all, those people that said that are morons, not Mormons, though they probably are, but morons. But I just wanted to create a little controversy. That's what this episode's about.
A quarterback that has a 57% completion percentage in a group of 5 conference is not going to come to the Big 12 and be a serious quarterback.
I hope you're right. It's just a conversation starter. But there is a scenario, is my point. I'm just saying, don't sleep on. I feel like we're like my biggest concern for Texas Tech, the first game out of the gate, is I'm more concerned for the Utah game than I am the Arizona State game, for sure, in my opinion. And Utah's got one of the best offensive lines in the country. They've got 2 first-round picks on their offensive line.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, they're being overlooked. And
really?
And if you're
think so? I actually think I've seen more public on Utah than I have on.
Oh, really?
I mean, that's just my opinion. But maybe among Tech fans.
Amongst Tech fans. That's what I'm referencing. I just feel like we're not taking them. It's like we're talking about the at Kansas State. We're talking about the at Arizona State. We're talking about some of these different home games. I'm like, dude, I'll know September 18th or 20th, whatever the Utah game is, if we're legit. If we go into Utah and we take care of them, I'm like, all right, let's roll. Like that, to me, they are my metric for me. And maybe they stink. I don't know. I don't think they're going to stink, though, is my point.
Fair enough. That's very reasonable. I think they're making a big bet on I forgot what the offensive coordinator name is, but him and Dampier coming from New Mexico and then immediately going to a power conference and winning it feels unlikely, but it's definitely not impossible. They have the talent to do it for sure. I think they're missing some skill position players, though, in my opinion.
Yeah, and they get, and that's fair. They get us at home. They get Texas Tech at home. They go at West Virginia, who they should be favored to beat. They get Arizona State at home. They do go at BYU, but they get Colorado at home, Cincinnati at home, at Baylor, Kansas State at home, and at Kansas. So their toughest road game is their in-state rival, and they get all the tough teams: Tech, Arizona State, Kansas State at home. So it sets up well for them. I'm just saying.
So let me say this. I don't think I could have ever envisioned myself saying the words I'm about to say, but if they had a healthy Cam Rising this year, I would probably say that that's a very likely outcome. But then again, I don't think Cam Rising and healthy have ever been mentioned in the same sentence before, so I rest my case there.
Yeah, it's one that I know is frustrating, and I was actually talking to Sheehan about this too. We were talking about Texas Tech not having a real rival, and like how other schools don't view us as their main rival. And he was like, "Who do you think could kind of become that?" And I said, "Dude, the beef with Utah, like I feel like the hatred towards Utah and like how obnoxious Utah's fans are could become our most hated team that we hate playing. Like it just feels like there's just this annoyance towards Utah that we don't have. Like, it could become the biggest rival game for us maybe this year. I mean, I know we get Oklahoma State at home, but there is not a lot of hype behind them. That could be the team.
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like Utah's fan base is very vocal, which leads itself to like creating a rival. But they already have BYU, so it's like,
yeah,
we would never be their biggest rival.
The issue is though, when you only, I mean, I'm not sure how many, I don't know what the lineup looks like in terms of how many years in a row we'll play them, but I feel like it's really hard to get a rivalry with someone if you don't play them every year. Like that's why it stinks that we don't play TCU and Baylor this year, is because like those are definitely our two. But I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, the Big 12, dude. I don't understand why they did that. It really is frustrating to not get TCU and Baylor on the schedule. I don't know, but that's why I'm saying I think the game I'm most looking forward to seeing Texas Tech play is at Utah. It's a tough place, dude. It's up the campus. It's up there in Salt Lake City. I've been there. It's up on the hill and in the altitude, dude. Like it's just a tough place to go play, and that's why I'll be really impressed if Tech goes and gets it done that game.
Especially coming out was going to be the toughest road game because it's the first one.
I think so too. Yeah, but and I think that's your best. I think they'll be better than Arizona State, personally. I think there's a lot of hype around Arizona State with Levitt and Dillingham, but I don't and Tyson, but I don't necessarily feel like they're going to be able to do what they did last year again. I think Scadaboo meant a lot to them. Like I don't know that Arizona State is going to be that good. Scadaboo did so much for them. We were all at the Big 12 championship game. He was a bulldog. Like, and you lose a guy like that, and it's like, okay, like that dude was he was throwing touchdown passes in your playoff game. Like the dude was doing everything, So I'm not as high on them as I am on Utah personally. I could be wrong, and you can tell me that I'm wrong. That's fine. That's why I'm here. I don't have to be right.
One of these top teams is definitely going to end up being bad. Like the preseason teams that everyone's on, like K-State, Utah Tech, Baylor, Arizona State, and Iowa State. I guess one of those teams is going to like be fighting for a bowl game.
Who's most likely to go 6-6 out of that group?
I feel like it's got to be Kansas State has the highest floor just because they're going to put together 8 wins. I feel like it's got to come from either Arizona State, Utah, or Iowa State. Utah easily, because like if Dampier just sucks.
If he's not good, if Dampier's not good, they won't be good. It'll be the same story as last year.
Then for the reasons you laid out about Arizona State with Scadaboo, and then Iowa State, they're replacing 2 day 2 NFL receivers. So I would say one of those 3 teams most likely.
Yeah.
Conrad,
definitely not Texas Tech.
Yeah.
It just won't. It just won't be Texas Tech.
That's a good answer. Okay, final take, Conrad. Going to you on our final take. This one, I don't know. I'm ready to debate this one.
Yeah, both the Big 12 offensive and defensive player of the year will come from the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Baron Morton and Jacob Rodriguez.
I thought you were going somewhere else. Yeah, that last minute editorial switch up there.
I don't know that I could. I thought about that when I was like, I don't think I'm ready for what would happen if I said that.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say.
All right, you're gonna say it for me. You're gonna speak for me.
I'll say it for you. Conrad had brought this up. This was, to be fair, last minute thought right before we started the show. But the Big 12 will be the most boring conference in 2025.
Yeah.
This one's hard for me to get to, and it's not because I'm a Big 12 homer. It's because there's so much volatility, like 1 through 14, in this conference.
Brennan, do not lie to our dear listeners. You are a Big 12 homer.
I'm a Big 12 homer in the sense that, like, I want the Big 12 to survive past 2035. I don't want to join the SEC.
I'm not really concerned about it because Texas Tech's going to be in the SEC.
I don't want that personally.
That's the way it's going.
That's my point.
That's the way it's going. It's gonna be 2 super conferences. That's the way it's going. I mean, truly.
Yeah.
I think that's the way it's going. So no, I'll just say this. I would rather watch LSU, Alabama, Georgia, LSU. Then I'd rather, if that was on and Kansas State and Arizona State's on, I'm going LSU, Alabama. I'm going LSU, Georgia. I'm going, Texas, Alabama. I mean, I'm going there, and I'm going to say that from a pure entertainment value. I don't know if you guys just completely disagree with me, but I think that's where that.
But does that make the Big 12 the most boring? Does that make the Big 12 more? Yeah. Does that make it more entertaining than or less entertaining?
What about if Michigan
ACC?
is playing Rutgers? You watching that?
Yeah, well, I really don't like watching Michigan because they actually don't really play that pretty of a brand of football. But I think what I was trying to say there is just that I don't like, unless it's Tech, like it's very rare for me to sit down and digest an entire Big 12 game start to finish. Like I'll watch them, but I'd rather watch.
That actually is a fair
different
point.
Games.
I will say that because I'm trying to think about how often I'm watching like Kansas and. Like, okay, for example, Kansas and Colorado were playing last year, and there was and we were at Clayton. Me and you were together. We were outside watching a game at Andrew's house, and there was another game on at 2:32, and Colorado and Kansas was on inside, and no one was watching it. Like, no one was watching the Colorado Kansas game. So I do think it's fair. Like, the brands might not push to the eyeballs as much, but like to say the conference in its totality is more boring than, and we'll just go group like. The ACC, for example, would you rather watch Louisville and Wake Forest?
If Tyler Shuck is playing and Mitch Griffs is playing,
and Maryland's in the Big Ten, but
well, I'm not. I'll say is I'm just saying I won't. Or go ahead, Clayton.
Of course, at every time slot during the college football season, there's going to be like a marquee matchup, like Texas, Ohio State, or Bama, Georgia. But if you're just saying, like, I think if you just randomly selected 2 Big 12 teams. That's more entertaining than randomly selecting 2 ACC or 2 Big Ten, in my opinion. Especially the Big Ten, because there's so many gaps between talent. Like Ohio State and Minnesota, like that game's going to be over midway through the first quarter.
Give me the Northwestern Purdue game any day of the week, baby. I just love some Midwestern football.
Yeah, I don't know. The Big 12. I mean, it will be. I think again, it was a late ad before the show, so it wasn't very thought through. But I'm just saying, I'd rather watch. I enjoy watching the the Texases, the Ohio States, the Tennessees, the Alabamas,
the heavy hitters.
Like we don't have that, and
that's fair.
And I'm excited to watch the SEC documentary on Netflix. I think that'll be really interesting to watch.
Yeah, you'll be sitting on your popcorn. You'll be closing your eyes, just picturing Texas Tech running out of that tunnel in the next trailer.
I mean, you never know what could happen. That's all I got to say.
Is it mid? Clayton, you've seen it. Have you started? Is it bad?
Yeah, I'm like 3 episodes in. It's not. I think I was expecting something like Hard Knocks, and it's not as good. It feels way too rushed, skipping from team to team.
Okay. Yeah. I was going to check it out too. Maybe I won't now, but
I mean, you should still get to watch.
The brand comes out for Texas Tech. Does that come out? Is that
tomorrow?
Today?
Tonight?
If you're listening, if you're listening when this episode's out, right? I mean, it's out. Yeah. So check that out on Texas Tech Plus. But yeah, dude, that's man, yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. Now, what would you rather watch? Yeah. No, here we go. What would you rather watch? Northwestern and Purdue, or Central Florida and Houston?
I'll go play golf.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I chose the third option.
I'll say this: if it's a snow game, I'd rather watch Northwestern Purdue. I love watching Big Ten football in the snow. It's exciting, like it's fun. I'll give them that. Weather dependent. Even those brands do it more for me personally than like Central Florida.
Sure. Yeah. Scott Frost. Frost is back. National champions, baby.
Scott's not due. Oh, there it goes. We'll end it on that. Scott's not back. Man, that was a ton of fun, though. And again, if you've listened all the way through and you're like, these guys are just bozos, we were trying to be for this episode. So thank you. We did our job. So we hope you enjoyed the show. Comment your own takes as well. Go as crazy as you can in the comment section. We would love to hear what you guys think as well. We'll be back on Monday morning for a special episode of the Broadway Shuffle as we enter into our 101 episode. We are so excited for 100 more. And if you have been a shuffler since day one, give us your favorite moment that you've enjoyed throughout the first 100 episodes in the podcast. We'd love to hear from you guys as well. And again, be on the lookout for merchandise news, hats, polos, t-shirts will be coming out to you guys soon, as well as some other stuff as well. So we are looking forward to it. Gentlemen, we are only 3 weeks away from college football, from Texas Tech football. So it's close, and we are looking forward to being here all season long. So for Clayton and Conrad, I am Brennan, and we will catch you guys next time on the Broadway Shuffle. Wreck 'em.
He makes the catch. He's going all the way. 20, 15.